What's up guys, this is Frenzy. Welcome back to another episode of Ruta Castles. Today we're going to start off with FateSprayer, castle level 16. So I'll jump into it on my knight. I need to get more potions. It's definitely something I'll have to do before the next run. Alright, so I like this. The only thing is I don't really like the Cyclops positioning. I think you might be able to get him a little bit better. I like the idea with the Zeke in the corner, that's fine, but I think maybe you want to have your Cyclops kind of positioned over here more. You may even give vision to the hero because of that, but the problem is, I don't think heroes are ever really going to just turn around this corner. Maybe they would, to get off the spike trap a little bit earlier. You could even alternatively like set it up in this corner, and maybe it would give him a better angle to actually hit his stun. But you notice I just kind of ran across the spike trap, and it kind of auto-dodged the Cyclops for me. So you want to give him like a little bit better of positioning, where he has kind of a better angle to run at you from, I think. Maybe somewhere down next to the archer, and then you have the spotter, and he just kind of runs up in whatever direction you're coming at. Might be a bit better. But I do like the room. Alright, I should probably be a little bit careful because I don't want to die, but I don't want to, you know, I have no potions, so. Alright, so I like this room. You have it set up so that, you know, the Enrager is actually hitting the Pete Pound more, and that'll work better at people a little bit more your level. Alright, this might be another Zeke. Yep. Actually, I think those are archers because your Zeke was on split shot before. Yep, archers. So again, another good way of using a Cyclops. I like Cyclops plus Archer combos. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. If there's any way you can maybe move this down slightly so that you're kind of getting bashed more back into the fire, like there is still a chance that you get hit by the fire, so it's okay. But if you can move it down just like 1 or 2 hexes or whatever, it might work even better. Okay, this one I'm unsure of. Just because you're going to be fighting this smelly warrior before the rest of the group gets here. Although, I mean, I like the fact that your Cyclops just made me double pull. That's might actually cost me a life here. Let's see if I can stay alive. I think if there's any way that you could get that smelly warrior in the back, or like replace the smelly warrior with something else or something like that, even like replacing him and adding another snotter if you have to use something over here to like pull through the wall or something. But if there's any way that you can just leave the one snotter here that's like guarding this area and going through the wall, I think that's a lot better. Yeah. Because you want everything fighting at once, right? So that smelly warrior wasn't really doing anything with the rest of your units. But all in all, like, your positioning on everything else is good. Like your vision, you're denying vision really well, and you're spotting pretty well, so. This is probably a pull through the wall on the top side, I'm guessing. Yep. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. It's not something I'm really used to seeing. He does reasonable damage. I mean, he's enraged, so he fires even quicker. It's an interesting idea. Oh, and you actually had one flanking somehow? I don't know how. Oh no, he teleported. I forgot what they did. Okay, yeah. Alright, so. Yeah, I don't mind this. I don't know how well it's working for you, because personally I think Stairmasters are better with their eyeball ability. But if it's working okay for you, I'd say it's unique. I mean, you get points for uniqueness. I don't think it does quite enough damage, in my personal opinion. You know, I think archers do more damage, although those are a little bit tankier and they're a little more annoying as they're teleporting around and stuff like that. So it's kind of more of a mix of denying time, like wasting time, with some DPS. And then this is just a big time waster, and I think that's fine. Obviously I'm a little over leveled, so. I'm able to clear it a little bit quicker. Okay, so, I think that this spike trap is Well, actually, never mind, because you're probably making your dungeon go down that way. At first I was going to say the spike trap isn't really helping you. What's this previous room? I forget what mobs were in this room already. I have a terrible memory. Because I'm wondering if there's any way that you could maybe make this synergize a little bit better with this mob group. I'm not sure if there's any way that you'll be able to do that, but, you know, like, the traps aren't really helping this mob group. Only bad thing I can say about it. Other than that, I personally do like Zeke having a guard for himself, just because he dies so quickly. He'll die in one volley, and knights can, you know, just drag him over there and one-shot him. So, I do like that. Okay, so you did have a pull here. The pull is, like, a little bit long. There's not much that you can do about that, other than... I'm not sure exactly what was spotting. I think it was a squiddly here. If you can move that squiddly back, like a hex or two, because basically all I did was aggro the squiddly, and then I just took a few steps back, and your Scorpio wasn't able to reach me, even to that point. So, I mean, I think this is probably just throwing you into the boss room, so you can't really move this trap. The only other thing you could do is remove the archer, or maybe squiddlies, I don't know, something to get another hunger bot, like right in here, and then you can, like, hunger bot to here, and then, you know, have this guy turn towards the wall, and then he turns and drags you onto it. That's the only other thing that you could do, but quite, like, right now, it's a little bit too long of a pull. You won't really get that all that often, unless someone charges straight into the room, which, I mean, I guess could probably happen a little bit more often at, like, your level as well. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm gonna die here. Maybe. Maybe. Dodge the hooks. Dodge the hooks. No, I died. Alright. I have to get potions next time, because that was actually a lot of crowns. But crowns are getting reset, so it's okay. The boss room itself, I think, is fine. I think that Zeke out in front is a bit of a mistake. I think you should have one of your Scorpios out in front. Put Zeke farther into the back. Maybe Scorpio, and then Zeke all the way back there. That way, you know, you kind of have to go through the Scorpios or back up or something like that. If you leave him out in the front, Archer's just going to volley him or headshot him, and a Warrior's just going to, you know, Lashing Flames and Smite. And it'll die before it does any real damage. But I think that's fine as well. So yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. And we'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, and for number 2 we have Arutah. Castle level 24, since it's going to be equal level with my Archer. Currently I think I've only died to one level 24 castle, and I made a mistake. After patch 16, so I'm not super worried about this, but I do have to be a little bit careful because, you know, one mistake can cost an Archer. Alright, so I do like what you did there, and you have all these hunger bots. You're basically making good use of spike traps. They do quite a bit of damage this patch. So you basically have, you know, 2 hunger bots coming, 200 hunger bots coming, and if you stay here, you're going to get pulled on a spike trap. I think that's fine, although, like, a good set of mobs also will do a reasonable amount of damage. Like, hunger bots themselves don't do all that much damage. So, that's the only thing I could say is, like, the way that I have my room set up is a little bit different, whereas I have, like, one right here, and I basically have, if you get caught by the pull, you know, I have a Stairmaster, Archer, and a Cyclops that will all kind of hit you and stun you on top of this trap, and it's almost an instant kill zone. This is similar to what I have, except for the fact that, you know, I have a Scorpio here instead of a hunger bot, but I like this. I like the way that you did this. It also, another reason why I like this is obviously I have a ton of DPS, so I was able to kill the Mega Mutton, but this is a very small area to work with when you have a Mega Mutton. You could even throw in some mines here on the edges as well, and leave like a little less room to kind of maneuver around the Mega Mutton as he's charging at you. And you can't really go back over these spike traps unless you want to take needless damage. So I like that room quite a bit. This is interesting. I do like the use of Defendatrons on their AoE ability. It works really well against Volley. Yeah, I mean, this is something that I think I had in one of my castle builds, like right before patch 16 hit. So it's a very good time waster. It has a pretty good ability to do damage because of the over the head slam on the Cyclops. You know, that'll do 600 or so damage if it hits. So I do like that room quite a bit. Alright, it looks like this pulled that Scorpio that I saw through the wall down there. And then I pulled something else as well. So yeah, I have something like this currently in my castle that I've been messing around with. Mine's a little bit different than yours. I'm only using 2 mob groups total in this room, and you're using, 3. I basically pulled this room out, and I had the Scorpio walking all the way around and then pulling you into the Mega Mutton. Whereas you have it a little bit set up differently. I still like it though. Yeah, so far I haven't really had anything bad to say. Let me just double check and take a look at like the trap positioning. And like this is pretty good, right? You're gonna aggro the... I'm not sure exactly where your aggro zone was, but I believe it was right around in here. So basically you're gonna aggro this, and then unless you want to pull back all the way around the corner, you're basically gonna be forced to either go forward in the fire or pull back. The only thing I could say is maybe you could move your fire trap up 1 square if that doesn't, affect anything else. That way you're getting bashed into it from the Scorpio. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. Alright, silence trap. This kind of feels like a pull, but I know that guy's not on pull specialization, so like I'm not super worried about it. See if I can throw down a volley from here. But yeah, this is really good as well. I like your castle so much already, just because it's a big time waster. And it also has like a pretty good ability to do damage. The silence trap makes it so difficult to engage that Scorpio, so you pretty much have to pull all the way back to the previous room. Alright. Okay, so you kind of have a similar setup to me, it looks like. And this room is really good at wasting time as well, and then there's the added possibility that someone gets pulled through groups because of these, like, hunger bots that come in last. Unfortunately, I kind of know how to deal with this room pretty easily because it's in my castle. There should be one more hunger bot coming. Okay, and then you probably have a feet pound more, but you might have like a Scorpio, a Mega Mutton. Alright. And you also can fit in an extra minion here because of that as well, so I like that as well. The Mega Mutton's pretty interesting here. I don't think I actually like the Mega Mutton as much as other units, but I know you want some diversity in your castle and stuff like that as well. But these pulls make it pretty easy to dodge around the Mega Mutton's charges. Like if I see him powering up, I can always go back around this pull, and I know I'm safe 100% of the time. The same reason like applies for hunger bots. You can kind of use those pulls pretty easily when you're already inside of the room. So that's the only thing that I could say is maybe you want to switch that out. A Scorpio is fine, but you'd be using quite a few Scorpios at that point in your castle. And then obviously I used Pete Poundmore for a while as well. Even Jimbo is kind of okay there, but not amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't really like Jimbo actually. It's kind of a big room, and then you want to use a Defendatron with it. I'm gonna end up pulling this group, kind of on purpose. Or maybe I didn't pull that group. I guess he was probably defended by this Defendatron. And then this is kind of another longer pull that you're using, it looks like. I'm not sure what room this is yet. Is this linear corridor? Might be. No, it's not linear corridor. It's that room with 2 sides. So yeah, you were pulling through the wall like I did. This is actually similar to my old setup. I recently changed it a little bit, but it still pulls from a longer direction. Which, I mean, this room is made for, right? So, yeah, your castle, all in all, is really good at wasting time. This jelly wall is kind of weird to me. I don't think it's really going to do anything for you. The mobs are already dead, and except for these ones which flank around, but, like, what is the jelly wall really going to do for you against a Scorpio who's bashing you back? Like, that's about the best situation you could hope for, is pushing me into it. I think you could even just throw in like slow trap would be more effective, I think, than this, or I do like that though. I do like that quite a bit. I think a lesser geared player right here would probably have died. The flanking Scorpio that pushes you down the hallway into another group. It's not something you can, know for a fact is going to happen, but it's a nice possible outcome, I guess, of having that Scorpio flank around. But yeah, the trap placement here, maybe you could have something that does damage that your Scorpio pushes you into, or just a slow trap or something like that. I don't think the jelly wall is really going to do much. This is good placement though. It makes it so that I can't see what's coming. And then you also have the added benefit, like you saw, the Scorpio pushing you into it. Alright, so a healing puppeteer is fine with Scorpios, obviously. Scorpios are so tanky. Alright. I would say that pull right there could be farther back unless it's interfering with something else, because basically you want me to step over the mousetrap before I aggro this guy, so he pushes me back on the other side of it, which gives more opportunities for it to be hitting. And also, like, he just pushed me back through this one, and I took an extra 100 damage. It's not much, but it will add up. Force people to use more potions. I mean, obviously there's no downside to using a lot of potions other than, it can get expensive, I guess. But yeah, if you can move this pull back so that I'm like at least in the middle of this springboard trap, like the aggro circle kind of goes around here, or even all the way back, and then your Scorpio will push me back through. Alright, and then I don't like stacking Scorpios when they're on this ability specifically, although you do have it with like a Zeke. I almost think 2 Zekes with Scorpios, although it would take less time, might be better, because I mean this, I don't know, that Zeke does so much damage. Like, imagine if you had 2 Zekes doing that, I would have taken an instant kill amount of damage. Obviously the Scorpio's a little bit easier to defend, but Scorpios don't do much damage when they're on this ability. They really need to bite you to do their damage. I'm taking 150 each time, and this isn't nearly as, life-threatening as a 2 or 3 Scorpio boss room that has hooks. But since you've been using the pin strike throughout your entire dungeon pretty well, I would say adding in something like another Zeke, or I don't know, something that does a little bit more damage. Your castle does have that kind of theme where it's taking a while, so I can kind of get on board with this because it does take a little bit longer than obviously 2 Zekes would, because Zekes die in one volley. I mean, maybe you could even throw in like an Enrager Puppeteer, but I don't think that would ever enrage your Zeke, and a Bad Dog wouldn't really do much. I was going to say like an Enrager Puppeteer plus a Defendatron, so that this guy doesn't die in one volley. Or you could just go with 2 Zekes, and if this guy gets his hit off and then your Zekes get their 3 headshots off, it's almost an instant kill 100% of the time to almost any archer. But I mean, I can sort of get on board with the double Scorpio just because it takes a while for someone to get through it. I don't know, it's really up to you. But all in all, I think your castle was pretty good. I didn't really have all that much bad to say about it at all. So we'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and for number 3, we have Newron, castle level 28. This is going to be very difficult. I actually went in for a couple rooms already. This is actually the second take because my game client crashed. So I know what the first few rooms are, but I'll try to like give advice as well, like I kind of already did. Basically what I was saying is that I kind of want the Scorpio, which is coming in a second here, to come first, because I mean the Cyclops just goes down, right? And you have the opportunity with the Scorpio coming first to pull someone into the Cyclops stun and then make them take this ballista damage. So I think that could be a bit better. The only thing that I would say it might be a little worse on is if they go back around this corner, because then Scorpios don't work quite as well. But even if they do that, it's not going to work, if it comes last anyway. which, I mean, should have been what I did, because that Ballista Trap is just doing so much damage to me. Because I'm only level 24. Alright. So I like this Mega Mutton, and I like the Defendatron on the healer. It basically keeps your Mega Mutton high health while having him charge all over the place, which is great. I'm not sure if I've ever done anything quite like this. I think you can't have a spotter if you do this. It's 12, 17, and then 20, yeah. So you can't have a spotter, but it really doesn't matter. As long as you can position it well so 3 units cover everything, which you did. I should have probably just been focusing down this Defendatron. Like, let's be honest, I don't have enough DPS to kill a level 28 Mega Mutton. Or 26, I guess. Before this Puppeteer actually keeps healing it, so... Let's kill the heal off first. So I actually can progress through this castle. Alright. That was close. Okay. So yeah, I like the room. You know, you can get flipped over if the Mega Mutton hits you, and then that Ballista Trap just crit me for 1000 damage, which is absurd. I'm reasonably sure this pulls something pretty long, but I'm not 100%. No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I remember talking about this as well, where you have this Robo-Shieldotron with a pull coming from the south here. And what I basically said was, I think that if you put in a Defendatron, it would be a little bit better. Just because the purpose of, I mean, I understand kind of the purpose of the pull, but you know, you want to pull the next group basically. Like if I get this killed, I'll be able to show you. You have another group down here, I think. Yeah, that this Hungerbot could pull you into. But even if you have both of these groups pulled at once, it doesn't really add much, right? This Defendatron isn't going to do all that much damage. It isn't really going to add all that much support for this Scorpio. So you kind of could just add a Defendatron with him and waste a little bit more time that way. I gotta kill this crazy tanky Scorpio. Oh yeah, I forgot. And then you also have the Defendatron with the heal as well. So, I mean, it's gonna take an absurd amount of time for almost anybody, especially me, because I'm lower level. But it looks like I did manage to get the Defendatron away from the Bone Puppeteer, which is good. Now if I can just time out this guy's hooks, so that I don't take any more damage, that'd be great. Alright, good. Alright, I think I crashed right around here. I remember seeing this room, and then I remember talking about this. This is like some crazy next level stuff. Alright, so if you guys didn't notice what just happened, basically the Cyclops aggroed, and then the Defendatron standing next to him didn't aggro. It was part of a different group. And what happened is the Defendatron actually still used his defend ability on the Cyclops. So basically you have to kite away from him, or you have to engage the second group. Obviously kiting away from him is the better option, but I find that pretty interesting. I didn't really know that that could happen, so I find that super interesting. Right, this Defendatron used his ability while not being aggroed. I'm not sure if that's kind of a bug / exploit, but it's definitely interesting, I would have to say. Alright, and then I remember last time I actually played this through, I ended up getting pulled and aggroing both groups because I went into the room. So we're going to change that up a little bit and see if I can stay alive. Alright, so again, I like this. This is kind of the same setup I have. Obviously the Scorpio was a little bit different and the Defendatron was different, but this specific line of minions was pretty similar to what I have. And then I believe you have, okay, so you have a Mega Mutton here, and another one of these. So what I would say is I need to kill this. Someone like right before your video, the last person I just did, had the same setup. Similar, I guess. And I basically said that I don't really like Mega Muttons here, just because if I can show it after I kill this heal off. As soon as I kind of get him low enough health where he's going to charge, I can just constantly dodge around these pillars, and that'll force basically dodges. Like, it's really easy to dodge Mega Mutton's charges in this room, just by like exploiting these pillars. You know, you're 100% safe every time you go back around one of these pillars. There's like quite a bit of room to maneuver as well. So personally, I like, you know, Scorpios or Pete Poundmore, but you couldn't do exactly what you had with Pete Poundmore. Maybe Jimbo, but probably not. But Mega Mutton isn't terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. And then you have another Mega Mutton. So, okay, never mind. Good thing I heard that, because I was about to engage into that Mega Mutton for some reason. So I'm going to have to pull this all the way back, or else there's just no way that I'm going to be able to kill this ever. So I like the Explodifier back around the corner. That's just so obnoxious. And then you have, you know, a Scorpio, which is good as well. This is going to buy a lot of time, and also going to force people to go into the other mod group if they don't want to pull all the way back. I can't wait until I start using Explodifiers. I want to get a successful defense up at my level before I go up to 26 or 28, whatever Explodifiers are. But they're pretty obnoxious units to deal with. Chasing them down is just so annoying. And they do pretty good damage as well. Alright. So yeah, I like that. And then you have another, like I said, Mega Mutton plus this. I would say that if you can, maybe put the defended Bone Puppeteer on the other side of the Defendatron, so that way I can't get that free headshot off. I'm gonna get hit by that. Nope. It's a good thing that that headshot actually stopped him from charging for a second. Or I would have died right there, probably. Alright. And then another one. So you use the same theme over and over again, but that's not necessarily bad, because it's pretty obnoxious to deal with this. I mean, it'll be a little bit easier for someone who's actually level 28. But that being said, I mean, it's pretty good at time wasting, and then there's always the chance that you die. You know, if I get hit by this Mega Mutton and land in this fire, on top of that with the, you know, Ballista Trap hitting me once or twice, and there it is. The Ballista Trap plus the Mega Mutton's charge killed me. So yeah, it's good, for sure. I may even steal some of this. Just a Defendatron heal plus elite mob group. Alright, let's see what that pulls, if anything. It looks like nothing. Alright, so you have this again, where you basically are trying to pull through into another one. I kind of would say the same thing is basically, this is kind of good at wasting time. If for some reason I aggroed that other group, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think it's like killable, more so than, you know, 2 Scorpios or something like that. Alright. So we cleared that. I'm guessing you have a heal with this, so I probably shouldn't even be wasting my time trying to damage the Scorpio. This stupid little bone puppeteer is gonna piss me off. Die! Alright. Oh man. It's hard doing level 28 castles. Okay. So obviously, does that pull anything? It looks like it doesn't, because I should see something walking up from this corner right here, if it did. So I think your heal is a little far away here. If I was a higher level, I would have killed this Mega Mutton already. But I'm not, so I'll die. But yeah, like, it's hard for me to say things like this because I'm not your level, but I know that if this was one level lower than me, I would have killed it. Just because I've fought enough Mega Muttons to know that. So I would say that your heal should be a little bit closer on this one. And you're gonna make me go broke with gold because you keep killing me. Alright. And then again, I mean, there's not much for me to say, like, beyond this point, just because it's the same, like, same strategy over and over again, which, if it works for you, I guess is okay, but it does make your dungeon a little, like, stale, in my opinion. But, I mean, I guess the idea is to defend, not really to make it fun for others. Alright, finally the boss room. Let me guess, 2 defended healers, no, 3 Scorpio boss room. Alright, so you pretty much use the most annoying composition known to everybody in every single room that you have, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, terrible for the attacker, but if I die to this, I might just end up leaving and, you know, leave it at that, because there's not really any reason to try to finish this from this point. I'm a little too low level to try to fight a 3 Scorpio boss room that's all level 28s. So, I mean, that's number 3. So with that, I'm going to end the video right here. I'm not going to try to kill off these 3 Scorpios. If you enjoyed, do please subscribe. If you want to be a part of Viewer Castles, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. You can comment in one of the videos, or comment on my castle. Leave your in-game name. Summoner level, castle level is appreciated as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.